Welcome to Yaka Digital Network. Take a look at these two portraits. Why does one look flat and lifeless, while the other feels vibrant and real? The difference comes down to temperature, light, and geometry. You won't achieve that realism by searching for a single pre-mixed tube of skin color paint. The true first step happens before color is even mixed. This diagram shows a process called underpainting, where you use a single neutral color, like burnt sienna, to map out proportions and shadow shapes. Securing this underlying structure first gives your final color layers their convincing three-dimensional form. To mix any possible human skin tone, you rely on a 5-color limited palette: cadmium red, cadmium yellow, ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, and titanium white. A common trap when painting shadows is reaching for pure black. Using black pigment to darken skin creates a flat, dirty appearance. Mix burnt sienna and ultramarine blue to create chromatic black, a rich shadow retaining color temperature. In this chart, adding titanium white to a base skin tone builds natural highlights. Below, adding chromatic black deepens the base tone into shadow without losing warmth. Sticking strictly to these specific mixtures keeps your highlights from looking chalky and your shadows from turning muddy, preserving the vitality of your subject. With your colors mixed, the next challenge is anatomical application. You have to visualize the face as planes of light. This diagram breaks the face into 3 zones. Zone 1 covers the bright forehead. Zone 2 contains deep eye sockets. Zone 3 holds the mouth and jaw. Notice the cheekbone's warm flush, contrasting with cool, deep shadows on the jawline. Let's test your observational skills. Pause the video and look closely at this lighting. Find the exact boundary on the model where the light stops and the shadow begins. That precise boundary is called the terminator line. This is where your deepest chromatic black should be applied to separate the light side from the shadow side. Plotting these specific lighting zones and anchoring them with the terminator line turns a flat circle on your canvas into a fully rounded 3-dimensional sphere. Even with perfect colors, relying on too many hard edges creates the mask face trap, leaving your portrait looking robotic or pasted onto the canvas. Hard edges serve a specific purpose. You use them where direct light hits a distinct, sharp structural surface, like the bridge of the nose. Soft edges, or lost edges, are used for transitions. Blending the wet paint from the cheek directly into the shadow creates the illusion of the face rounding backward into space. Finally, this structural diagram illustrates the critical role of reflected light. While primary light hits the front of the face, secondary light bounces off the floor or nearby objects back up into the shadowed jawline, preventing the figure from looking like a flat cutout. Mastering this delicate balance between sharp structural highlights, soft shadow transitions, and ambient reflected light is what ultimately breathes life into the portrait. Let's review the 4 golden rules from our Yaka Portrait Master Guide. 1. Use a limited palette. 2. Mix a chromatic black. 3. Paint in 3 facial zones. And 4. Blend soft edges in your shadows. Applying these principles diligently elevates your basic observational skills into true figurative mastery. To watch more class videos and access all our educational content, head over to the Yaka platform at www.yaka.cc.